So in today's video, we're going to go over Godzilla X Kong the New Empire's most recent test screen information. Apparently, this movie's actually screen tested at least 3 times at the Warner Bros. Burbank plot lot. So there is a lot of information already out about Godzilla X Kong that is real. Also, we're going to go over potential delay to the movie, which does make sense because everything I've heard personally does say the trailer should have already come out, but seeing as Hollywood's basically closed, it's hard to forecast and predict when is a good time to release a movie. Yeah, I get it, Barbie came out, but that was always going to do well. It wasn't really indicative to when it came out. Also, we're going to go over some information that comes from industry people and also some official merchandise which backs up other claims. So, yo, what is freaking good YouTube? Warstu here. If you're new around, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Kaiju, MonsterVerse, Marvel, DC, pop culture based content that I try to cover on a daily basis. If you could, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and let me know down below how freaking hyped are you for Godzilla X Kong the New Empire. And also, if you could, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. And also, if you could, check us out on x.com, aka Twitter, WarstuG, because someone stole my handle over there. So, let's break it down. So, as you know, there's a current writer strike on. The writer strike does not affect the legendary distributed movie, which is Godzilla X Kong, because the movie is done. The reshoots are allegedly done, but reshoots are indicative to how well the test screeners have been going, and from everything your boy Warstu has heard, the test screeners have been very positive. From what I hear and from what I'm understanding, they have shown slightly different variances of the same movie, which is standard when it comes to test screening information and actual test screeners happening. What do you know, bro? I've been covering test screen information for the last 5 years, and generally speaking, the information we hear from test screeners generally turn out to be true, except for the odd time there's some small differences that turn out not to be true. But it is really hard to vet stuff. But from what I understand, there was a test screening recently on the 5th of August, and there's been multiple test screenings, and they've all been very well received. So, in terms of the teaser trailer for the New Empire, when is it going to happen? I don't know, because I still hear that Legendary and Warner Bros. Cannot decide when to release this movie because you don't understand. If Hollywood does not reopen in terms of movie shooting, writers being able to write movie scripts by November, there is going to be no movies next year. Sure, I understand. Legendary has Dune 2 already filmed. They have Godzilla X Kong the New Empire already filmed. But Legendary movie is distributed by Warner Brothers currently, but that's for the Warner Bros. Slate, technically, in a roundabout way. Obviously, Warner Bros. Does put up some money. Legendary puts up more. There's a percentage of whatever they take, but it does have a massive knock-on effect. So you will hear people going, yeah, Warstu knows absolutely nothing. Well, realistically, if you don't think this movie could be delayed, even though it's only slated next year in March, the reason I hear there is no trailer at the moment is because when Godzilla X Kong comes out, they want the strike to be completely over. I get it, we're only a month into the actor strike, but the actor strike will not end until the writer's strike ends. So what I'm trying to say is, we might not even get this movie in March. It might be delayed to the summer. I'm not confirming, not denying. I have a pretty decent track record when it comes to this stuff. I've spoken to some Hollywood journalists that I know that cover this kind of stuff for trades. And from everything I understand, they haven't decided if this movie's coming out yet or not on the scheduled release slate for March. Why do I say that? Because we had a tease trailer, nothing since. I get it. We were supposed to get something at San Diego Comic-Con in 2023, but that didn't happen. So I don't even know if this movie is delayed or not yet. But that aside, it seems pretty cool. So we're going to break it down, the test screen information. It's not really a leak. It just adds a little bit more validity onto what we heard in the first case. So the reports that have come out, I'm only going over stuff that is publicly out there. I will not go over information that I have that I really can't go over. but do want to go over it, but I can't do it till it's publicly out there. I don't want to tarnish. I don't want to like destroy my relationship I have with Warner Bros. Studios. So I just can't do it at the moment. So the most recent test screening did confirm that yes, Scar King is the main antagonistic of the movie and has killed his own family members. Now that's a new plot point. Furthermore, Nasuki, okay, I don't know how you pronounce it, Nozuki, Nasuki, the Winged Titan who is introduced by the Playmates as part of the Godzilla vs Kong merchandise, joins Godzilla and King Kong, it's interesting how they call him King Kong, to fight against Scar King. A sequel to Godzilla vs Kong, the film revolves around the almighty Kong and the fearsome Godzilla as they fight against a colossus threat hidden within our world, challenging their very existence and our own world. Okay, sure, I get it. That doesn't really tell you much more, but what is interesting is post-credit scenes aren't normally shown in test screening, so I can't vet this information myself. But I'm going to say right now, it's a little bit sus, but I've seen a lot of people talking about behind the scenes, the post-credit scene. I'm not going to say what it is, but very interesting. So according to someone that went to a test screening, there was a post-credit scene that was revealed. The test screening reaction revealed the viewers liked the film, and according to previous published long line of film, the 5th installment of Legendary Pictures' MonsterVerse further explores the history of the Titans, their origins, and mysteries of Skull Island beyond, whilst uncovering the mythic battle that helped forge these extraordinary beings inside into humankind forever. The movie is still scheduled to slate to come out March the 15th, 2024, but as I keep saying, that's kind of irrelevant because the writer's strike, the actor's strike, no one really knows anything, to be honest. So, there is a post-credit scene, for sure. I've seen a lot of people talking about it, and it's actually pretty darn interesting. But we do cover leaks, but I'm not gonna cover what the post-credit scene is because I may get in trouble. So also what is interesting is Millie Bobby Brown apparently is definitely not in this movie, which I find interesting because she was a pretty big part of Godzilla X Kong. So we know Rebecca Hall returns, which is cool. We don't actually know much about the main cast for this movie outside of what's already on IMDb. So the main narrative of this overall movie is the New Empire actually refers to, and apparently this is the meaning of the movie, the New Empire is actually not the New Empire until we actually get this Scar King versus Godzilla, or Godzilla versus Shimu, or apparently Shimo, or Scar King versus Kong. So the New Empire and the new ruler of the MonsterVerse, that's pretty much the indicative point of the New Empire. The New Empire actually does not form or forge till after the people have actually seen them, until the movie comes out, is what I'm trying to say, which is pretty darn interesting. So, yeah, sorry about that. There's not really major updates, but that is indicative to something. So, something I do find fascinating is there is an official book coming out, The Making of Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire hardcover, which is coming out March the 15th, 2024. It's $60 in America, but there's a massive spoiler on the cover. Now, there is something going around of this cover, which is a massive spoiler, but I'm not going to put it here, just the way YouTube is. If you can find it, you can find it. Maybe I'll throw it up on the Instagram at Warstu. Maybe I'll throw up on them potentially. But it is interesting because this book alone also backs up some new plot details. Dive into the creation of Godzilla X Kong The New Empire with this deluxe art book featuring commentary from the filmmakers. This volume explores how a team of world-class artists brought stunning creatures and epic battles to life for the all-new big-screen MonsterVerse Avengers, illustrated with stunning visuals from the production team, including never-seen-before concept art and storyboards. This book is the ultimate companion to the one of the most anticipated films 2024. So this book is pretty much filled with spoilers. So something I came across, which is interesting, is there is an insider, if you like, who said this a while ago. Years after the Hong Kong battle, let's find out what's happening in Hollow Earth. This is potentially breaking down the plot. How would you teach your kids under 12? Teachers teach Monarch stuff. What's down there? Hello, old friend. What's happening at the Kookaburra? From the beach straight into the city, daytime call. So I think the last bit's referring to, you know, there was a clip going around from Australia where something was emerging from the sea and everyone was terrified. It's clear there's going to be more day shots in this movie. which Adam Wingard is known for, which is interesting. Obviously, we know it's going to explore more Monarch stuff and more of Hollow Earth. Hello, old friend. I presume that means the rivalry between Scar King and Godzilla. Or Shimu and Godzilla, but it's interesting either way. So there is a runtime going around, and I don't really care for runtimes, if I'm honest, because I do find it indicative and I do find it hilarious when people debunk it. So there's a rumor going around that the runtime of the movie is 180 minutes, which is a pretty decent time, but I've also heard it's close to 3 hours. But if I was a betting person, I'd expect the runtime for Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire to actually be pretty darn close to the runtime for Godzilla X Kong. The thing with these MonsterVerse movies is they can't make them progressively too long, but they can't make them progressively too short. So Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire was the perfect combination of how long the movie realistically should have been, to be honest. So I guess you could say, in a roundabout way, Godzilla and Kong, after burying the hatchet in the previous movie, will do something in Hollow Earth, which leads to them somehow finding Scar King. Scar King somehow controls Shimu or Shimu, and somehow Scar King hates either Kong or Godzilla because that's the reason he was banished and exiled inside there. And there's also a rumor, I don't know if it's a rumor because it's been confirmed that it's not true, that Shimu started the Ice Age and that was the reason Ghidorah was stuck, and nah, that's not the case. But I do find theories and stuff like that interesting because when you've got the whole plot right in front of you, but you don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be that guy to leak it. It's like, I'm reading what people were saying to plot. I'm reading supposed test screen info, and I've got the supposed test screen info straight in front of me. But I can't be that person, like I say. I don't want to ruin my relationships with Warner Bros. Pictures, so I really can't. But as soon as it's out there properly, then I can break it down and see if it's real or not. So it is what it is. I really hope this movie doesn't get delayed. But according to information that's already out there, this movie is going to be filled with so many different kaiju inside monsters, if you like, inside Hollow Earth. So it's going to be much more grounded. It's going to be much deeper. Just think of Godzilla versus Kong, but on that's pretty much, this movie is pretty dope. I really wish there was more context I could add. I really wish there was more to cover when it comes to Godzilla X Kong. But that's a wrap. That's a roundup of all the most recent information to do with Godzilla X Kong. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at WishUGC, the beautiful face man and beautiful face. Check us out on Twitter or x.com, same website. WishUG. Hello, I'll catch you in another video, guys. Very soon. Catch you later.